Your education is about more than just books. It's about marching to your beats. Your education is about learning to free your mind and letting your spirit soar. It's about finding your potential and exploring the world where you live. VET Institute of Arts and Science. Explore your world. Time. Time never stops, never slows down. The time we spend is precious, and before we know, it's gone. But every end has the promise of a new beginning. It's time to create a better future. A new beginning awaits. Seize it. You can make the best of your time at VET Institute of Arts and Science. You're not the same person you were 2 seconds ago. At 3:15 in the classroom, your professor opened your eyes to something that changed you. That was just one moment, but it's going to happen again and again with countless professors and friends in classrooms, residence halls, on the field and under the arch. You'll take these moments with you. They'll shape you, define you, because these moments are what we live for, why we teach, and who we are. We are VET Institute of Arts and Science, changing lives. You go to the college for education, for learning together to build something bigger, for laughter and the bonding, for good conversations with good friends, expressing who you are, hard work, but lots of fun. But in the end, what you take away is the experience. VET Institute of Arts and Science. Experience VETIAS. What's epitome? Leading as an example. Doing the right thing even when no one's looking. Making the most out of your talents. Being a powerful force for good in the world when others realize there really is more to life by watching you. That's epitome. VET Institute of Arts and Science. Live greater. We are more than our students-faculty ratio, more than our offered program, our internship rate, or our number of student organizations. Here, you are never just a number. You can be yourself and be focused on your goals. Be inspired every day and be ready for tomorrow. VET Institute of Arts and Science. Future ready. You are working for your future, preparing for your goals, but they are closer than you think, because here, success is part of the plan. It's a place where academic and social opportunities are meant to prepare you for life. Not just the academic years. You will be equipped to face new challenges and turn hard work into a career. If you're ready for your success to take root, then it's here where you start. VET Institute of Arts and Science. நவீன தரத்துடனான விடுதி வசதிகள், air conditioned room, hygienic food, gymnasium, aerobics, yoga, swimming, basketball, football, volleyball, Zumba dance with guaranteed security in Nakshatra Hostel at VET Institute of Arts and Science, Tyndall, Erode.
I take it my honor to welcome Dr. Saravanan R., Principal VETIAS, Ms. Radha Manoharan, Principal, Sagar International School, Dr. Shakila Matthew, Dean Academics VETIAS, Mr. Logesh Kumar S., Administrative Officer VETIAS, and the students of grade 9, 10, 11, and 12 of Sagar International School, Peramburai, to the session. I would now like to introduce Dr. Aarthi D., Associate Professor of Management Studies, Velalar College of Engineering and Technology, Erode, our guest to you. Dr. Aarthi D has finished her BE Introduction from PSG College of Technology, Coimbatore, and did her MBA in HR and Operations. She's also done her PhD on equal employment opportunity among the employees in IT industry in Tamil Nadu. She's also received a postgraduate diploma in guidance and counseling and has qualified UTC NET, that is National Eligibility Test, along with JRF, that is Junior Research Fellowship. She is a state level orator in Tamil, was a Students' Union Secretary in PSG College of Technology during her course BE Introduction. She has also been selected as a junior ambassador and represented India and attended the Asia Pacific Children's Convention in Fukuoka, Japan, and rendered a speech on global warming representing India. She is a recipient of Sri Subramaniam Award for Excellence in Character, and she is also a soft skill trainer and has conducted various training programs for college students and served as a faculty in many Lines leadership training programs. She has also attended multiple faculty development programs in and around India and internationally also. She has participated in various national and international conferences and seminars and has published various national and international journals too. She is also a proud proprietor of Spectrum Processing Mills in Indore. I'm taking my deemed honor to welcome you to this session, ma'am. I now would like to say that you are requested to enlighten and facilitate the students with your session now.
Thank you, Kavya ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Good afternoon, everyone. A new journey to be started, a new promise to be fulfilled, a new page to be written. Welcome, students. Best wishes to all of you to have a fantastic future. There are billions of people in the world, and every one of them is special. No one else in the world is like you. You may have your mom's eyes, your dad's feet, and your aunt's talent, but you are completely unique. No one else on earth is exactly like you. COVID-19 has a massive impact on our daily lives. Schools, colleges, universities are temporarily shut down because of this pandemic. This is the challenging time for all the citizens all around the world. To the class of 2020, congrats, you did it. The pandemic has proven that you can use technology to bring down distances, to learn, and to support one another. COVID-19 has reminded us the world is one. Thanks to the communication technology, the way we work has changed tremendously and is about to change again. Change is not only happening fast, but also faster every day. See the picture. When a man asked who wants changed, all raised their hands. When asked who wants to change, no one raised. Everyone wants change, but no one is ready to change. Life does not change when we hang a new calendar on the wall or when the clock strikes midnight and a new year begins. The only way life will change for us is when we change ourselves. You all know this is a chameleon. What is so special about chameleon? Please type your answers in the chat box. What is so special about this animal, this creature, okay? What is so special about it? I couldn't get any answers in the chat, Kavya ma'am. Will they be able to type it in the chat?
Ma'am, they will be typing in the chat box. Maybe it's coming up now.
Yeah.
When we launched your presentation.
So when you see this creature, okay, when you see this chameleon, what is so special about it? What just strikes in your mind when you see this? I hope you all will know the answer, okay? So since I couldn't get any chat, I will go about it. Chameleons change their color to reflect their moods and to camouflage themselves. They change color only as needed. If they are on a leaf, they are green if they need to be green. And if they are on a branch, they are brown if they need to be brown. It is both a communication tool and a defense mechanism that allows them to survive. So friends, chameleon is known for its adaptability, which is the key to succeed in this fast changing world. When our communities, organizations, and world undergo change, it is those who choose to adapt to change that thrive in it. We need to be adaptable. Like chameleons, we know who we are, we know our values, we know our true colors. We also recognize the value of adapting to changes in our environment. You, a winner or a loser, will be determined by your ability to adapt to ever changing circumstances. It is not the strongest of the species that survives, not the most intelligent, but the one that is most adaptable to change that survives. One really has to adapt to be successful. Have you ever seen a river? How meandering and winding is its course? Whenever any obstacle comes in its way, it either makes its course round or flows over it, and finally reaches its destination, the sea. Similarly, if a man wishes to be successful, he must adapt himself to the challenges he faces. He must not stop making efforts. He must change his strategies and be successful. People with high adaptability are often described as flexible or as someone who goes with the flow. People who aren't adaptable may be called stubborn or creatures of habit. Even in the evolutionary process, only those animals survived that were quick to adapt. Big animals such as dinosaurs, which shook the earth, were wiped out. On the contrary, small animals like cockroaches, Bees could survive because they adapted to the changes. So, the quality of adaptability is a must for survival. Adaptability is a natural skill. It can be developed and mastered as well. Some psychologists believe our ability to be adaptable is present from very young age. Dr. Guy Winch shares a scenario which depicts how even the youngest among us have varying levels of adaptability. Three toddlers are given a difficult task to do. Each handles the challenge in his or her unique way. One cries and gives up immediately. One tries the same strategy over and over again. And one tries different strategies until he finds one that eventually works. Clearly, the third toddler has a higher level of functioning adaptability and the only one to successfully complete the task. So, friends, adaptability is the key to success. Being adaptable is important. It showcases your ability to be resourceful, display your leadership skills, analytical skills, and more. Man alone, of all the creatures of earth, can change his own destiny. History and literature are full of examples of the miracle of inner change. One example I will quote: the hunchback prince of the Persian story, who became straight and tall by standing each day before a statue of himself, made him straight. Can you believe this? You cannot climb uphill by thinking downhill thoughts. Remember, you must change your mind to change your world. I would like to share with you a short video now. Minute, I will share my slides with you and then we'll continue. So this short film on rainwater harvesting reveals the saying of Mahatma Gandhi: we should be the change we want to see in the world. Change is indispensable, and we humans should learn to accept the changes in life. One who learns to adapt to the change is smart, but the one who brings the change he or she wishes in the world makes history. Instead of facing the world with fears, making a change that will be right for us and for others is the act of a good human. So we should always be bold enough to bring in new changes in the world. A change we initiate should bring peace and harmony to the world. You decide to make up an effort to wake up earlier in the morning. Let me tell you how the small change of getting up early every day could have a positive effect on your life. A small change, waking up early. What effects it has on your life is it will make you more productive since you will have more time to get things done. You may develop a more positive outlook on life due to healthier lifestyle habits. Better sleeping habits can improve your mood and energy levels. Drastic makeovers only work in movies. In real life, the smart move is to make gradual changes until they stick. Moment by moment, day by day, concentrate on becoming the person you want to be. Two unemployed men lived near a sea. The more enthusiastic of the two said, I have heard that there are pearls on the sea floor. The lazier one replied, yes, but what are the chances of finding them? It's a vast sea and there is no history of oyster shells here. However, his friend began to dive every day. He found no pearls but found a spot with the highest concentration of valuable fish. He began to sell these for a nice profit. His lazy friend said, you just got lucky. However, he knew that his fortune was because he had gone far below the surface, unlike most fishermen. A few months later, he began to teach diving to visitors on the beach. His newly acquired skill of diving and knowledge of the most picturesque parts of the seabed had become a valuable asset. His lazy friend attributed this to luck as well. One day, there were no visitors on the beach due to a powerful storm. His lazy friend advised rest due to the uncertain weather. However, he was even more tempted to dive because he had seen the sea during storm. On this dive, he saw the seabed change its shape with every second. Suddenly, the seabed coughed up a shiny object. He swam to it and realized it was a bar of gold. He dug further to see a whole collection of treasure. When he sold this treasure for a large amount of money, his lazy friend finally learnt a lesson. The harder I practice, the luckier I get. Action is not a guarantee of happiness, but there is no happiness without action. Change yourself to change your destiny. Remember, the more adaptable you are, the more productive you will be. You must have seen watermelons. What shape and color are they? So I thought of taking this into chat, but since I'm not getting chat responses, let me go about it. Generally, we see watermelons when we go to shop and when we eat. We used to see watermelons in round oval shape and it looks in red color. But look at these watermelons which I'm going to show you right now.
Ma'am, sorry to interrupt in between. We are getting responses from the children. It's there in
Okay,
the
ma'am.
comment section. I think you're in the private chat.
Okay, ma'am. But then if I stop sharing only, I will be able to see the chat responses.
Ma'am, if
I
you
guess.
want, I can read it from them.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, next time onwards, I will pause and wait for the responses and then we'll continue.
Yeah, yes, ma'am, sure.
Thank you. Okay, so since I showed you this, I stopped you to being imaginative. So sorry for this because generally we see round and oval shaped watermelons in stores. But look at these watermelons. These are square watermelons. Let me tell you how these square watermelons are grown. Japanese farmers place the baby watermelons inside acrylic boxes and allow them to grow. When the watermelons get bigger, it assumes the shape of the box. It was done not through crossbreeding or genetic modification, but with just square shaped molds. You would think, why square? Can you please tell in the chat why do you think people go for square watermelons? Why not round? Why to go for square watermelons? Okay, I'm getting answers in the chat. Thank you for that. They say, okay, less to store, it is difficult, easy to cut. It is easy to cut, to attract customers. Wow, wonderful answers. To have some changes. Okay, all your answers are right. I'm happy that you're sharing answers with me. I mean, just the same, I wanted to share with you again. So as you all said, your answers are right. Why square watermelons is the normal oval shaped watermelons consume more space, as you all said, and they need extra packaging. The consumers are attracted for square watermelons because they are easy to carry, easy to cut, easy to pack, and can be easily stored in refrigerators. Okay, so that is why they went for square watermelons. And Japanese say these square watermelons are more costly than the round regular watermelons, and even people gift for others, gift the square watermelons. So adaptability involves being open to trying out new ideas and methods. You could never hear an adaptable person say, we will do it this way because that's the way we have always done it. So you need to have a willingness to experiment. That is what is very important. Imagination will often carry us to worlds that never were, but without it, we go nowhere. What has no motors, wheels, or wings, but has the power to take you anywhere you want to go? It's your imagination. When you imagine, you use your mind to see what could be, what might be, and even what can be. Give yourself the time and space to let your imagination roam. Let me share with you a small conversation between a father and a son. A child said to his father, the tree is the king of our garden. It is so big and grand. The bushes are smaller and the grass is tiny and weak. The father said, well, I am not so sure. A few months later, a powerful hurricane lashed the land. When it subsided, the father and son revisited the garden. The child said, the big tree has fallen. All bushes are scattered and torn. How it is possible that only the tiny grass is still in place, still alive? The father said, each blade of grass is shorter above land and its root below land is much more. Also, it is most flexible. It can bend completely in all directions. The child began to see the light. The father went on, this teaches us great lessons for life. Our roots, our achievements must always be bigger than our pride. We must never let go our ego grow bigger than what we have done. When the winds of change blow, resistance is catastrophic. We must bend and adapt. Also, we must be flexible and open to new ideas all the time. The child nodded gratefully. You should always understand adaptability is the simplest secret of survival. As I read some statements, just check, have you done any of these in your life? Okay, if you have done, say it yes in the chat box. If you haven't done any of these, you can type no. Okay, let me go about it. First one is changing your daily routine. Have you ever tried to change your daily routine? The way you get up, time you get up, the way you plan your daily routine. Have you ever tried to change your daily routine? If yes, you can place yes, or else it's no. Have you ever tried talking to a stranger? Okay, you don't know about him or her. Have you approached them and talked to them? Have you made any effort about it? So if yes, you can type yes. Trying a new hobby, okay? You want to try something new for you, new hobby, which you haven't tried so far. Have you ever tried of it? Watch movies of other languages without subtitles. Have you ever tried this? Okay. If you have tried any of these, whatever I have stated right now, changing your daily routine, talking to a stranger, trying a new hobby, watch movies of other languages without subtitles, if you have tried any of these, then it means you're not in your comfort zone. If you haven't tried, then it means that you're very well inside your comfort zone. But remember, friends, you have to break your comfort zone. A comfort zone is for sure a beautiful place, but trust me, nothing ever grows there. Get rid of your comfort zone, start looking for better options which are more rewarding and fulfilling. Your comfort zone is a dangerous place. It prevents you from improving. It stops you from achieving all the things you're capable of. So make a decision today to change something in your life that you are unhappy with and start experiencing positive changes. I'm going to explain this with a balloon and a box. Suppose so there is a balloon in a box. Suppose you have a balloon inside a small box. As you blow air into the balloon, it expands. However, it is constrained from getting any larger than the size of the small box, even though it has the potential to grow larger than the box itself. So friends, the box is your comfort zone and the balloon is your potential. To reach your full potential, the balloon must break free of the box. Of course, the balloon will fill with pressure and risk popping, but eventually the pressure will be strong enough that the balloon will burst the box open. There is a whole world outside your comfort zone. Not moving outside your comfort zone makes it harder for you to discover your passion. So make sure you move out of your comfort zone and step away from it and see a wonderful world which is waiting for you. When trying a new restaurant, or whether you want to travel to an unknown part of the world, or doing something that has always scared you, you should always be open to change. This allows you to grow because you experience something new. When a caterpillar transforms into a butterfly, you see progress. And isn't it beautiful? Maybe it's time you start to look at change in your own life in the same light. You can think of it as losing the safety of your cocoon or as an opportunity to transform into a beautiful, colorful, magnificent butterfly. The choice is really yours. Whether you want to stay in your comfort zone or step outside it. Now read aloud these sentences. I am an extraordinary person who has the power to control my own mind. I am born to win. I believe wholeheartedly in myself. I take charge of my own life. I am a leader and a creator. I am unstoppable. I am a shining star. I am the happiest person on the planet. I am the greatest. I am the champion. How do you feel about yourself after reading these lines? I am sure that right at this moment, you have a broad smile on your face. Yes, friends, that is what happens when you give yourself the right inputs. The right inputs will always help you produce the right outputs. Always remember, your input determines your output. Just as our body needs healthy and nutritious food daily, in the same way, our mind needs such positive thoughts daily in order to be happy and motivated. There was a giant who was bullying and harassing the people in a village. Nobody tries to protest him because of his big size. One day, a 15-year-old shepherd boy came to visit the village and saw the harassment by the giant. Then he asked, "Why don't you stand up and fight the giant?" The people were terrified and they replied, "Don't you see? He is too big to hit." But the boy said, "No, he is not too big to hit. He is too big to miss." We all know the climax of this famous story. Goliath was defeated in the fight by David. So adaptable people see the opportunity where others see failure. There is a Chinese proverb that says, "The wise adapt themselves to circumstances as water molds itself to the pitcher." Being adaptable means to change yourself to accommodate your circumstances. Three masons were involved in the construction of a school. A passerby approached them and asked the first mason as to what he was doing. "I am doing work for my livelihood," said the first mason. The passerby moved on to the next mason and asked him the same question. "I am constructing the wall of some building," said the second mason. He moved on to the third and posed the same question. The third mason looked up from his work with a bright smile on his face and said, "Oh, this is going to be a wonderful building when it is finished. It is a school and it will be able to accommodate about 500 students. It is a blessing to the children of this village and I can't wait to see it completed." The passerby smiled at the enthusiasm and commitment of the third mason. Although all three of them were doing the same job, only one man had the passion for his work. The third mason was undoubtedly the happiest of the lot. So, friends, taking pride in what you do will certainly help you move forward in life. You become the new you by changing your attitude to life. Change always brings with it something new. And to thrive under new circumstances, you have to learn. Adaptable people learn and keep learning. Anyone who stops learning is old, whether at 20 or even at 80. Anyone who keeps learning stays young, said Henry Ford. A young prince began classes in his kingdom's university. He had no interest in studies. Hence, he often left his books in the class overnight. Soon, he began to suspect that someone was using these books in the night. The pages were slightly crumpled and the little fingerprints were visible. To catch the culprit, the prince kept guard outside the class one night. Two of his bodyguards were with him. Sure enough, a young man snuck into the class and began reading the prince's books. Surprisingly, the prince told the bodyguards to keep quiet. The intruder was so absorbed in the books that the prince suddenly felt jealous and poor. The poor boy's heart seemed fuller than his own. He quietly went up to the intruder and said, "Do not fear. I can see that you have no intention to steal. You just want to learn. How can I help you?" The intruder said, "I have only one request. Please keep the library unlocked at night." The prince said, "There will be no more locks here. Also, take these books home. It would be an insult to them if they stayed with me." The prince left the room feeling envious of the intruder's wealth, that is, his desire to learn. So, have the desire to learn and become the new you. Bill Gates, one of the richest men in the world, reads 50 books a year. Gates always has a book with him wherever he goes. He says reading is essential for learning new things, thinking differently, and becoming wiser day by day. Elon Musk is an avid reader, and when asked how he learned to build rockets, he said, "I read books." Books take you to a unique world of imagination and improve your standard of living. There is no friend as loyal as a book. "I am still learning," said Michelangelo at the age of 84. Be curious and open to new ideas. Try things out. Work on accelerating your learning curve. Build knowledge and master skills. No matter how the world will look like in the future and whatever skills will be in demand, your ability to learn fast will make everything easier. A wise man was once asked what's the best possible investment someone could make. His answer was short, simple, and sweet: invest in yourself. The man's name is Warren Buffett. He is known as the world's greatest investor. Investing in yourself means making small, continual improvements that enable you to do more, be more, and grow more. So remember, education is not something that prepares you for life. It is a continuous process. You can greatly improve your adaptability by learning to think big. Break through the limitations you have set to yourself. Expand your horizons. Always dream big in your heart. Work persistently, step by step, to make your decisions or your dreams come true. Dreamers are the world shakers. If you are seriously about living a successful life, the first step you need to do is to get yourself out of the ordinary and get into the extraordinary. And the only way to do this is to start by thinking big. "If you can dream it, you can do it," said Walt Disney. When Sir Isaac Newton was asked how he discovered the law of gravitation, he replied, "By always thinking about it." All we are is the result of what we have thought. The mind is everything. What we think, we become. Swami Vivekananda says, take up one idea, make it your life, think of it, dream it, live on that idea. Let the brain, muscles, nerves, every part of the body be full of this idea. That is the way to success. Once, a man visited a temple under construction in India. There, he saw a sculptor making an idol of God. Suddenly, he noticed a similar idol lying nearby. Surprised, he asked the sculptor, "Do you need two statues of same idol?" Without even looking up, busy with his work, sculptor replied, "No, we need only one, but the first one got damaged at the last stage." The man examined idol and found no apparent damage. He asked, "Where is the damage?" Still busy with his work, sculptor replied, "There is a scratch on nose of the idol." Man got curious and asked, "Where are you going to install this idol?" Sculptor replied, "It will be installed on top of pillar 20 feet high." Man questioned, "If idol is going to be installed that far, who's going to notice that little scratch on nose of the idol?" Sculptor stopped his work and looked up at the gentleman, smiled and said, "I will note." The desire to excel is exclusive of the fact whether someone else appreciated it or not. Excellence is a drive from inside, not outside. Excellence is not for someone else to notice, but for your own satisfaction and efficiency. History does not record how fast you did a job, but everyone will remember and appreciate how well it was done. Excellence comes when the performer takes pride in doing his best. Every job is a self-portrait of the person who does it, regardless of how big or small the job is, whether washing cars, sweeping the floor, or painting a house. If it falls to your lot to be a street sweeper, sweep streets like Michelangelo painted pictures, like Beethoven composed music, like Shakespeare wrote poetry. Sweep streets so well that all the hosts of heaven and earth will have to pause and say, "Here lived a great street sweeper who did his job well." You only achieve identity by being the best of whatever you have it in you. Be the best version of you. An ordinary school teacher who did not even believe she had the capabilities to become the headmistress of a school. But she went on to build missionaries of charity, known to the world as Mother Teresa, feeding over 4 million people in 140 countries across the world, which means inside one human being, there is power to transform the rest of the world. A university dropout, Steve Jobs, was able to revolutionize the way technology operates even today. Our lifestyles have been changed. That power of a human being, that potential of a human being is sleeping inside each one of you. Don't let self-doubt ruin your day. You might constantly wonder, do I look okay? Am I a loser? Does everyone hate me? Am I doing this all wrong? These are self-limiting beliefs. If you have these kinds of thoughts too often or regularly, it's hard to have fun and get things done. When we allow these self-limiting beliefs to flood our minds, we will not be able to think positively. Back it up with some positive affirmations. A depressed man wanted to commit suicide. He told his friend, "I'm going down to the plains to jump in the river. I cannot swim, so that will be the end." His friend asked, "Why go to the plains? The same river is right here in the mountains." "Yes, but here the river is cold and fast. There are also many rocks. It will be a violent death. His friend said, "Why don't you learn something from the river?" Despite the cold and rocks, the river keeps flowing. This effort is rewarded later. When it reaches the plains, it is warm and calm. There are far fewer rocks. It is also worshipped by large cities. The depressed man saw the light. He vowed to overcome the cold, that is the rocky phase in his life. If you cannot fly, then run. If you cannot run, then walk. If you cannot walk, then crawl. But whatever you do, you have to keep moving forward. Life is not a dress rehearsal. We have got only one chance at this game called life. What time is it and what are we? The answer is now, and we are here. Let's make the best of now and utilize the present to the fullest. If we utilize our present to the fullest, we are sowing the seeds for a better future, aren't we? Learn to do it now and stop the habit of postponing decisions. When people say, "I will do it one of these days," you can be sure it means none of these days. Some people keep waiting for all lights to turn green before they leave home. That will never happen, and they will fail even before they start. That is sad. Take time to smell the roses, but not to count the thorns. Count your blessings, not your troubles. Every morning, before you go on with your daily routine, take a couple of minutes to give yourself a compliment. Whether you compliment your outfit, your haircut, or how you recently completed a task using your unique skill sets, giving yourself a little emotional boost will make you happy. And when you're happy with yourself, that emotion can be contagious to those around you. When was the last time you sat and talked with one of your parents for hours, or at least for minutes? In a recent study by Search Institute, nearly 20% of 6th to 12th graders said they had not had a good conversation, which means good conversation I mean here, which is lasting for at least 10 minutes. They hadn't had a good conversation with either one of their parents in more than a month. So take time to talk with your parents. What you are today is the result of the life you have lived up this moment. What you will be tomorrow depends upon the quality of your life from now on. None of us is a finished product. We are each in the continual process of creating ourselves anew. So, the class of 2020, now it's your turn. You have the power, you have the ideas, you have the technological know-how, you have the desire, energy, and the passion. So let's not be just a part of a crowd, let's be something special. What lies behind us and what lies before us are small matters compared to what lies within us. Make the most of today and be the best you can be. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Last
Now,
least, my
students, if you've got any,
appreciation,
yes,
just a minute, ma'am. My sincere appreciation to Sagar International School for giving me this opportunity to and their efforts for conducting this student motivational program. And I'm thankful to Dr. R. Saranan sir, Principal of VET Institute of Arts and Science, Mr. Logesh Kumar sir, Administrative Officer of VET Institute of Arts and Science, Dean Shakila Madam, and Mrs. Radha Manoharan Madam, Principal of Sagar International School, for providing me a platform to talk to you. Looking forward to connect with you in future too. Thank you all. Have a good day.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, students, if you've got any questions, you may post them in the chat box. Select questions will be posed to the guest. We'll have a few questions. You can utilize this session for the Q&A if you've got any questions to ask the speaker. I believe there are no questions and the students are quite clear with all that has been discussed in the session. Aarthi ma'am, I'd like to thank you for spending the time and for going an extra mile and enlightening our student crowd and sharing your valuable knowledge in the process. Thank you for being with us in the session and we'll get in touch with you soon. And for students, a link has been posted in the chat box of YouTube in the live section. You may fill in your details in this form and this will be counted as approved for your attendance. And you will also be sharing your feedback in the same form. This link will be active for another 10 minutes within which you have to fill all your details and your feedback, after which it will be closed for accepting further responses. I thank you all on behalf of the organizing institutions, VET Institute of Arts and Science and Sagar International School, Perundurai, for participating in this program. I strongly believe this program has been highly beneficial to you in all the ways. With hopes of meeting you soon, I now sign off. Thank you, good afternoon, and goodbye.